You are watching KVU 25 News Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Amaya Norman.
And I'm Trenton Whiting.
President Donald Trump announced Saturday the United States carried out a, quote, very successful attack on several nuclear sites in Iran. The president posted on social media that military planes dropped bombs on 3 sites, including Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Fordow was the primary target because this nuclear site is buried deep below ground. Trump said all of the U.S. planes are now outside Iran airspace, and he congratulated the military team, calling them great American warriors. The military action came just a day after the president said he was giving Iran 2 weeks to negotiate an end to its nuclear program. But instead, the U.S. struck the nuclear site to support Israel, who launched an attack last week to eliminate nuclear capabilities.
Now to more details on the arrest of former Bowling ISD board president Jerry J. Svatek on Tuesday. He bonded out of Wharton County Jail Wednesday before being arrested by federal agents Thursday. He is charged with online sexual exploitation of a near 4-year-old and receiving hundreds of videos of child pornography. The criminal complaint details several explicit messages between him and an undercover officer in online chats, sending videos of a minor under 10 years old and describing sexual acts he later said were not true and a fantasy. During a traffic stop in Wharton County, he agreed to questioning surrounding the investigation before admitting to requesting and receiving child pornography. He says he did not know it was illegal to possess it or receive it during that stop. Svatek served on the school board for over 12 years, running unopposed in his last 3 elections. He has resigned from the position since his arrest, and the board plans to address the resulting vacancy at an upcoming meeting. And that'll lead us to our viewer poll for tonight, which is, do you support stricter review processes for school board members? And just across the board, looks like everybody, 97%, just near everybody, believe that yes, there should be some sort of stricter review processes. I know obviously a situation like this would be kind of difficult to detect beforehand, but again, 97% of our voters saying that they would support some stricter review, but we want to still hear from you. So to participate in our viewer poll, just visit our website at crossroadstoday.com/vote.
Now, millions of Americans are going to feel intense heat in the coming days. The National Weather Service says a powerful heat dome is building over the country, and parts of the Midwest and East will experience the hottest temperatures so far this year. High temperatures across the plains, Midwest and Mid-Atlantic and Northeast are expected to hit at least 15 degrees above normal next week. The thermometer is expected to rise into the 90s, and coupled with the expected humidity, it could feel as high as 110 degrees, especially in the Mid-Atlantic. The temperatures are expected to remain high through Tuesday, but some places could still be feeling the heat through Thursday. Yes, that's right. Now let's go to Trey Mining with the first look at our forecast. Trey, it's already hot here. Any higher temperature, lower temperatures? What is the weekend going to be looking like?
Well, he's going to be with us, of course, up there in the Northeast. Those folks aren't used to hot temperatures like we are here. So we got that, but it's still quite hot. Needless to say, if you have any outdoor activities, please be mindful of that during the day. 81 degrees currently in Victoria, 87 degrees. Feel like temperature with southeasterly winds, humidity quite high, 85%. No rain around here currently. There was some earlier, especially in western parts of the Crossroads over toward Laredo area. The rest around here, keeping a few clouds in, keeping it mostly dry, but the rain chances are going up a bit. We'll talk about that and what days that'll be later on in the full forecast. Back to you.
Thank you, Trey. And now to Minnesota. The state still reeling after the shocking assassinations of 2 state lawmakers.
And events featuring several top officials met to mourn their death.
A community shaken.
Thank you all for coming this evening.
Their sense of safety taken.
It's just chilling.
After a politically motivated shooting killed Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark.
May Melissa and Mark rest in peace.
And injured Senator Mark Hoffman and his wife Yvette, both who are recovering.
These are public servants that raised their hands and said they would serve, and they were just doing their job.
The shock still real, yet many came together in a powerful show of unity inside Chaplin Park High School.
We had to show support.
while seeking safety and answers from police and local leaders.
So just wanting to know more about how this happened and how we can all be safe together.
It is okay to ask a police officer information.
Among those seeking healing, Ken Tobachman, a man no stranger to tragedy. A few months ago, a plane crashed into his home. He walked away unharmed.
It's not about our personal thing. This is a much bigger thing.
Now side by side with neighbors.
It's always important to have community. That's how we survive. We get along with each other. We take care of each other.
A chance to pause and breathe through the pain.
We're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4.
And as grief hangs in the air, Governor Tim Walz leaving the crowd with this message.
Take care of one another. Keep an eye on neighbors a little bit.
The body of a sailor who died near a naval base in Virginia arrived back home in Texas on Friday. Exactly what happened to Angelina Resendez hasn't been released, but she was last seen on May 29th, and her body was found less than 2 weeks later on June 9th outside the Norfolk Naval Station. Her body was escorted from Harlingen to Brownsville as dozens lined the streets to pay their respects.
Now to Wisconsin, couples accused of a poison plot. Prosecutors say they allegedly conspired to use poison against two women who one of the suspects had briefly dated. Here's ABC Morgan Norwood with the latest.
Tonight, authorities in hazmat suits descending on a Wisconsin home as part of their investigation into this couple, accused of orchestrating an elaborate plot to poison, stalk, and kill two women one of the suspects previously dated. Prosecutors alleging Paul Van Dwyne Jr. and Andrea Whitaker attempted to poison the women with deadly substances, including cyanide, on multiple occasions and for weeks, according to a criminal complaint. One alleged victim speaking at a Friday court hearing.
I no longer feel safe, not in my own home, not out in the community. I am scared for myself. I'm scared for my two children. I cannot sleep soundly.
Prosecutors say the incident first took place in April when the couple allegedly broke into one of the victims' cars and filled her gym water bottle with cyanide and thallium, a highly toxic metal. They say just days later, the couple putting a tote bag full of hydrogen sulfide in the trunk, sickening the victim's younger sister. Prosecutors also say on another occasion the couple stashed Abrin, a toxic plant protein, inside the vehicle's air vents. Authorities say the case broke weeks later in May, when according to court documents, one of the victims was hospitalized with severe stomach pain after drinking from her water bottle. Doctors finding dangerous levels of cyanide and thallium, investigators say. The woman then went through old text messages, pointing detectives to Van Dwyne, who she said she met on a dating app 2 years prior.
The truth is, I barely knew him. And yet, he and his accomplice decided that I should die.
Authorities arresting Van Dwyne last week after they say they found him surveilling one of the victims, finding a trail camera pointed at her home, then apprehending his girlfriend Whitaker a day later after they say they observed her removing evidence from her boyfriend's residence.
And both suspects pleading not guilty to misdemeanor charges. They've also been charged with attempted homicide and stalking. They're due back in court later this summer. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
The ExxonMobil building, once the tallest in Baytown, Texas, was demolished today. The structure that once stood 10 stories high turned to rubble in seconds. Built in 1971, the building held the administrative offices for ExxonMobil's operations for over 50 years before closing in 2024. It became a fixture in the Baytown community, even earning a nickname, the White House. Residents say they are sad to see the loved landmark go. ExxonMobil has not announced what the site will be used for next.
As a Juneteenth celebration continues across the nation, the Carver Center Foundation of Victoria joined in the festivities with their second annual Juneteenth and Founders Day celebration today. It was a day filled with joy, music, and community spirits as the Carver Center Foundation brought together residents of all ages for a vibrant celebration honoring both Juneteenth and the organization's founding legacy. Attendees enjoyed a variety of activities, from line dancing and live music to classic games and a wide area of delicious food options. The event served as both a celebration of freedom and a tribute to the leaders who laid the foundation for the Carver Center impact on the Victoria community.
And there was a lot of celebration today as Crossroads residents showed their pride for their identity during today's Pride event. The party took over downtown Victoria, featuring music, contests, and the Pride Parade. Attendees also heard some stories from Texans with Pride. Several businesses attended and celebrated their LGBTQ neighbors. The party kept going until around 10 p.m., but organizers say the event is more than a party. It's a powerful reminder that Pride is a celebration of being seen, heard, and loved without fear, shame, or apology.
And Texas lawmakers passed another set of bills making it easier for gun owners to access and keep firearms and expanded the kinds of weapons they can access. To read this full Texas Tribune article, visit our website at crossroadstoday.com.
And for more on today's news stories, come to crossroadstoday.com. Don't forget to submit your birthday wishes. Carolina Estrain and Parker Cox will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise. You can also submit a local military hero so we can recognize them.
Coming up, the federal government plans 27 new miles of border wall in Arizona, but experts warn it could harm the environment. Details coming up.
Take a look at the temperatures for today. The Almanac, 93 degrees in the high in Victoria, low 26 degrees. It's pretty much on target for our normal high and low. Above normal, good to see that for the rainfall for the year and for the month of June. Of course, the more rain headed our way could be the case. We'll take a look coming up in your forecast.
Welcome back. The federal government is planning 27 new miles of border wall in Arizona. Experts are worried it could have a negative impact on the environment.
7-mile stretch of new border wall is planned for a remote part of the Tucson Border Patrol sector, cutting through the San Rafael Valley, a diverse region known for its grasslands and wildlife.
The Department of Homeland Security really is racing to build a border wall through what is one of the last best wild and unwalled places left in the Arizona borderlands.
Critics aren't just raising concerns about the $309 million price tag. They're also questioning Fisher Sand and Gravel, the company behind the project. They've worked on previous border wall projects.
They're a company with a long record of environmental and regulatory violations.
Russ McSpadden with the Center for Biological Diversity says Fisher Sand and Gravel has put fragile ecosystems at risk in the past. During Trump's first term, they received over $1 billion to build 2 border wall projects. In 2019, the U.S. government sued the company over a privately built border wall in Texas for environmental violations.
I'm just really concerned that this is going to look just like that, except across the San Rafael Valley.
DHS says the steel barriers are needed due to high levels of illegal border crossings and frequent smuggling of migrants and drugs in the area. But McSpadden disagrees.
Apprehensions and border crossings are down, well over 90%.
2 separate confrontations led to some tense moments between federal agents and protesters in Los Angeles County. In the city of Bell, a group of about 100 people protested after an immigration operation in the area on Friday afternoon. Some threw rocks and bottles at unmarked vehicles that passed by. In nearby Maywood, a group of protesters quickly cleared out after federal agents deployed some type of smoke canisters at the crowd. The ongoing protests stem from the Trump administration's increased immigration raids in LA.
Pakistan has formally nominated President Donald Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize. In a statement, Pakistan's government cited Trump's diplomatic intervention following a spike of violence between India and Pakistan last month. Governments and other institutions can nominate any living person or active organization for the Nobel Peace Prize.
An Oregon-based creamery is recalling one of its cheese products because of a potential for listeria contamination. The Food and Drug Administration says Face Rock Creamery has recalled 2 lots of its Vampire Slayer garlic cheddar curds. They come in 6-ounce cups and have a use date until August 29th. The product was sold at Trader Joe's stores in Northern California and Northern Nevada. So far, no one has become ill. However, listeria has the potential to cause serious and sometimes deadly infections in young children, frail or elderly adults, or people with weakened immune systems. The company is urging anyone who has the product to either throw it out or return it for a full refund.
Wow. Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscast and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV.
Okay, let's take a look at the temperatures in the 90s coming up in the next several days. Nothing new there, nothing special about that. But we'll be increasing the rain chances a little bit. Tell you when coming up in the forecast. Good evening. Trade Mining here. A pretty hot day, no doubt about it. A little bit of rain shower activity earlier, but that's now gone. Now we lost the daytime heat. So we have a few clouds out there. Otherwise, we'll keep it mostly clear to partly cloudy skies for the overnight. A few clouds tomorrow as well. Moisture increasing off the Gulf, keeping our humidity quite high. And our temperatures, we were in the 80s and 90s, 90s especially by the afternoon. This afternoon, we've cooled down to the 80s and be in the upper 70s or so for the overnight low. And they'll be rising again. The sun comes up, heats up the atmosphere, and causing the temperatures to be in the low to mid 90s, of course, area-wide. That's what the thermometer reads. When you add that humidity factor in, it feels hotter than that. The southerly winds off the Gulf, of course, that's giving our source of moisture. The atmosphere quite high, humidity levels that is. And of course, the lows in the 70s, of course. Feel like temperatures are rocketing up pretty high, 101 to 102 by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Have the outdoor activities during this time. Drink plenty of water, find some shade, and take frequent breaks because the heat is definitely something to, it's very hot this time of year, and so you need to be safe about that if you're going to be outside. And Eric, we were watching this storm, of course, in the Pacific. Southern Mexico made landfall a day or two ago. Now it's kind of skirting the coast. It's pretty much has fizzled on out. We're not getting to the Gulf of Mexico, thankfully, but it's causing those folks there in Southern Mexico some issues there with high winds and storm surge flooding. Picture track, see a few rain showers coming up for your, nothing out there now, but tomorrow morning we're beginning to see a few along the coast, kind of popping up in the inland areas throughout the rest of the morning time and down on Sunday. Maybe a few more coming up by the afternoon with the daytime heat. So keeping a pretty good rain chance in, at least somewhat each day coming up. A little bit more coming in as deeper moisture comes in by the middle part of the week. Victoria, tonight, will be in the 70s wake up time. By 9 o'clock, we're already 84 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Can't rule out an isolated rain shower storm somewhere in the area. Could be affecting Victoria about 3 o'clock in the afternoon with highs in the 90s. That's just the air temperature. Keep that in mind. Port Lavaca, we'll have a few clouds in the morning time, 6 a.m., and then partly cloudy skies throughout the day with high temperatures in the low 90s, of course, as we have been seeing. And Cuero as well, partly cloudy skies. High temperatures, of course, Low 90s, of course. Heat index value above 100 degrees no matter where you go in the crossroads, so please be careful. Slight rain chance tomorrow, increasing a little bit. Coming up Monday, Tuesday with deeper moisture coming in by Wednesday and Thursday, so increase the rain chance up to 40% on those days. With highs in the 90s, that's not changing anytime soon. Lows in the 70s, stay cool out there and be safe out there. It's definitely going to be on the hot side. Now take a look at this. This is how to be connected with us. Scan the QR code you see there on your screen. They're connected with a site where you can download our app. News, weather, and sports at your fingertips is free to have on your phone. Be connected with us with everything you need to know about news, weather, and sports. And speaking of sports, we got Ray Robinson over there.
Thank you, Trey. We're taking you to Riverside Park this morning as the Victoria Flag Football League was in action. We hear from some players and more coming up in sports. Flag football is getting its grip here in the city of Victoria with the launch of the league in the city. The Victoria Flag Football League is wrapping up its first season, and it's safe to say it was a success. And just like Max said yesterday, the storm is taken across Victoria. No, I'm not talking storms from Trey, but early this morning, I caught up with some of the action at Victoria at Riverside Park this week, and it was great to see these young athletes hitting the field with so much passion and excitement. Victoria Flag Football is clearly here to stay, and judging by the energy and enthusiasm, it is here to stay. I had a chance to talk with some of the players as they have great friendships and with their teammates. Here's a word from some of the athletes themselves.
Yes, I do feel pressure during the whenever I'm snapping the ball, but gotta deal with it. So I just want to keep on practicing, working, so I can go to college, play college football, hopefully get drafted.
I get to work with the team, and yeah, we have a good relationship. We work very good together, and we don't get mad at each other that much.
I mean, first time playing with y'all, yes. But I played flag football before. I knew some of my teammates for a long time, and I just now meeting some of them.
All right, thank you. We're getting ready for state 7-on-7 play in the Crossroads, and the St. Joseph Flyer kicked things off by competing in the TAP State Tournament in Waco. These guys brought the heat, going 2-1 against some of the toughest teams in the state. The tournament was a big stage, and St. Joseph showed off their skills and teamwork and heart every step of the way. And one of the teams that we'll be talking more about next week is the Bay City. They recently hosted their Kings of the South 7-on-7 tournament right at Bay City, along with the Lineman Challenge. Bay City showcased some of their serious size up front, led by defensive tackle Kitavian Ellis, who took home the MVP honors in the Lineman Challenge. Big congratulations to Ellis. We're excited to see what he brings in the coming months. And the tournament featured another Crossroads team in the Tidehaven Tigers, which is a team that went on to win the whole thing. A summer of success looks to be on the horizon for the Tigers. The momentum is in their favor, and one of the heads, and as they head to state, and one of the guys responsible for driving the bus is senior quarterback Kel Russell, as he was named offensive MVP for the tournament. And our Generals are on action on the road, taking on the Cane Cutters. And there you see, the last time we checked, it was the bottom of the 8th. And the Cane Cutters look like they are en route to winning and handing the Generals their second loss of the season. But make sure you stay tuned in, as we'll have the updates for sports tomorrow. And the Houston Astros are on the road taking on the Los Angeles Angels. And that action is still going on right now. We will have a full update on that score. But the Astros did win the first game of the series, final score 3-2. So once again, tune in tomorrow night, as we will have the results of that game as well. And the Texas Rangers pulled off a thrilling win against the Pittsburgh Pirates, edging them out with the final score 3-2. The game was tight, but the Rangers broke through with 2 crucial runs in the 6th inning that secured the victory. Corey Seager and Marcus Semien each drove 2 RBIs, delivering clutch hits in the team needed. Fans were on the edge of their seats as the Rangers held off the Pirates in the late game push to seal the win. But that does it for your sports. Amaya and Trenton.
Thank you, Ray. Now, scientists are scratching their heads over strange radio signals coming from the ice in Antarctica. Could they be from hidden sources or something more mysterious? Coming up. Grab your cell phones and scan this QR code. This is a quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can watch us anytime, anywhere, get breaking news alerts, and vote in our viewer polls. Submit news tips and photos, and you will know all about our ongoing contests.
Now, scientists are trying to figure out a mystery that has baffled them for years. What is the source of strange radio signals that are coming from the ice in Antarctica? The signals were detected during a NASA experiment which took place between 2006 and 2016. The scientists were actually searching for high-energy cosmic particles called neutrinos when they detected the radio waves. Since those signals came from below the horizon, the orientation could not be explained by the current understanding of particle physics. Follow-up observations and analyses with other instruments have also not been able to find the same signals. Scientists are now hoping that larger and more sensitive detectors may be able to solve the mystery. That's kind of weird.
It's kind of scary.
Just a bit, yeah.
That's scary.
There's stuff frozen under there.
You're gonna need to melt some of that ice.
Oh, I don't know if you want that.
You think something living under the ice, maybe?
Bacteria that's gonna come back and get us.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, I don't mean to scare nobody.
No, that's scary though. Like, it's a mystery. You never know what'd be out there, and in the water or maybe in the
Absolutely.
ice. And plus, you got to think about it. History came past there. People have died.
Come on now.
So,
Come on now.
ghosts. I don't know if y'all like scary ghost stories.
Not in the Antarctica.
You don't like scary ghost stories? No. Okay, well, let's go to the weather.
Okay, well, nowhere near Antarctica around here, temperature-wise. I tell you what, we're on the hot side and staying that way. Highs in the low 90s. That's just what the air temperature is. What the thermometer reads. TDX above 100 each afternoon. Slight rain chance each day. A little bit better toward Wednesday and Thursday. So try to stay cool in the heat.
It's going to be tough because it's going to be hot.
Try our best.
No, I'm just ready for winter at this point.
Yeah,
But,
you're gonna be waiting.
but thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we hope to see you back here Sunday for 25 News Now Weekends at 5:30. Have a good night.